Who do you think you're kidding? Victor thought. Even with your highlights and all that Botox in your forehead, nobody thinks you're 35, no matter how hard you try. Victor? I don't want to go. But we always go to see the Larchons, Madeleine said, looking slightly strained, as if she couldn't work out where the conversation was going. She placed a bowl of green salad on the table and gave it a quick toss. What else would you be doing? She went on. Victor stared down at his plate. I'd rather go to Sandhamn with Tobe and some friends. Christopher's borrowing their dad's motor launch. It's so fucking cool. Please don't use language like that, Madeleine responded automatically. It was obvious that she wasn't happy with the idea of him spending midsummer without his parents. Will Tobe's father be there? She asked after a moment. Victor shook his head. No, I think he's going to Falsterbo. What about Felicia? This time he nodded. Of course. And what do her parents have to say about this idea? Madeleine sounded suspicious, but Victor knew she liked his girlfriend. They're cool with it. In fact, Felicia had told her parents that she was going to Ebba's place in the country, and Ebba had told her parents she was staying with Felicia. Doubt lingered in Madeleine's eyes, but she turned away and went over to the island to pick up a dish of grilled chicken. The door to the house from the garage slammed shut. Here comes the great Johan Ekengren, Victor thought. Are you sure Felicia's parents are okay with this? Madeleine said as she set the kitchen on the table. Get off my back, Mom. Victor reached for the carton of milk and filled his glass. Madeleine said nothing. Victor knew she was hurt, but he couldn't be bothered to apologize. She was always busy anyway, so why did she have to start moaning now that he had plans of his own for once? It was perfectly okay when you and Dad took off to Paris during the autumn break, he thought. I had to look after myself all week. I'm 16, I'll be fine, he insisted. Anyway, there's a whole fucking load of us going. He knew his choice of words was bound to provoke her, and he gave her a challenging stare. Madeleine gave up. There's no need to get mad, she said. I can't understand why you're so touchy these days. You flare up all the time, whatever I say. So get off my back, Victor said again. The kitchen door opened, and Johan Ekengren came in, whistling cheerfully. He didn't seem to notice the tension in the room. Victor's father was about to turn 63. He was tanned, and he went to the gym several times a week. His hair had thinned only slightly, but Victor knew he secretly dyed it to hide the gray. Hi, you two. With a broad grin, he dropped his briefcase on the floor and loosened his tie, then took off his jacket and hung it over the back of a chair. Victor says he's not coming with us at Midsummer, Madeleine said, the look on her face making it clear that she expected her husband to have a serious word with their son. Why not? Johan turned to Victor, but before the boy had a chance to speak, Madeleine went on. He wants to go to Sandhamn with his friends instead of celebrating with the Larchons. Johan laughed, and Madeleine's expression froze. He's growing up, honey. He wants to party on Sandhamn like everyone else. I would have liked to do the same thing at his age. Johan reached for the open bottle of wine on the table and poured himself a glass. He automatically sniffed the wine before tasting it. Not bad, he said, inspecting the label. Listen to me, Johan, Madeleine snapped, wiping the drainboard with rapid, irritated movements. So can I go, Dad? Victor chimed in before Johan had the chance to speak. Geez, he'd really lose it if his mom put a stop to his Sandhamn plans. He had plenty of money. His father had given him an envelope containing several thousand kroner as a reward for his final grades, which had been pretty good, in spite of everything. He'd be able to have a really good time at Midsummer. He's not old enough. His mother gave it one last shot. He just turned 16. It's too soon to let him go off on his own. I presume Felicia will be with you? Johan said. Yeah. Victor nodded without looking up. Come on, Dad, he thought. Come on. In that case... Johan turned to his wife. Let the boy go. We're only young once. He took another sip of his wine, which shimmered blood red through the fine glass. We're only talking about a few days in the archipelago.